The only way the Detroit Lions make up for the loss of both coordinators is by drafting well. Walking into this draft, the Detroit Lions desperately need defensive help, whether it's another edge rusher on the other side of Aiden Hutchinson or a DB that can do a lot of things. Can play inside, can cover the middle of the field, the center fielder can roll back down into the box. They need defensive help really on all three levels, but at the front and at the back of their defense. Offensively, they could use an extra guard or two and a wide receiver. Tim Patrick is their current wide receiver 3. He's not getting any younger. You got Jamison Williams on a rookie contract. Who's to say he is not gone by the end of that contract? They need to get another playmaker in this offensive room. And here's the reality with this Detroit Lions team. They have every single pick, or 7 picks in 7 rounds. They don't have a round 5 pick, and can be very aggressive when trading up. We know Brad Holmes is very aggressive when trading up. The reality with this team is they need to be aggressive and feed into their window right now. So in this mock draft, we are going to do everything we can to put the best Detroit Lions team on the field week 1, 2025. Not week 1, 2026 or 2027. We're going to do everything we can right now to put the best Lions team on the field week 1, 2025. Because again, they are, according to Pikkit, which if you're not on already, check out the description, the 5th highest chance to win the Super Bowl this year. They have the 5th highest chance to win it all. So they need to put everything they can on the field this year to push their chips to the middle of the table and maximize what they have on rookie deals. Because you guys know these draft classes for the Detroit Lions have been damn good as of late. Before we get into this mock draft, if you guys are new, make sure you subscribe and join the family. We are doing a 7-round mock draft for every single NFL team every day leading up to the NFL draft. There's a full playlist with all the teams we've done. But let's get into this Detroit Lions mock draft. As always, guys, there is a link in the description if you want to do these mock drafts for yourself, for your favorite teams, whatever it may be. We are going to rock with the Detroit Lions right here. We have, as you can see, 28, 60, 102, 130, 196, 228, and 244. We're going to hop in here and see what we can do at pick 28. Now, I am going to take it a little bit slower to start just to see if we can, trade up and potentially get somebody. We're going to stop around pick 20 or so. So right here, the Chargers are on the clock at pick 22. Again, we need an edge rusher. We need a DB. Donovan Ezuraku, I can't pronounce his name, is off the board. Michael Williams is off the board. Mike Green is off the board. So there's a run on edge rushers. A couple guys ahead of us need edge rushers. If we can't get a guy like James Pierce Jr., that's okay. We'll get a safety. Let's see who goes off the board here. James Pierce Jr. is on the board. I hate to take him in back-to-back drafts because we just had him with the Washington Commanders. But the reality is, if he's on the board here at 28, we're taking him. He is the perfect guy to put on the other side of Aiden Hutchinson. He's been falling in these mock drafts. He's an athletic freak. So James Pierce Jr. at 28 for us is a no-brainer. We're going to be on the clock at 60, but a guy I want to look for, see where he's being taken right now, is Xavier Watts. So you can see Nick Emanwari off the clock here, or off the board at 24. Xavier Watts is a guy who can do a lot of different things. So we're at pick 41 right now. I'm going to pause it again here. So Maxwell Hairston is gone. Trey Amos is gone. So again, we're on the clock here in 12 picks. I mean, how many people ahead of us need DB? Really not a ton outside of Carolina and the Bills. What did the Bills do with their last pick? Nick Scorton. Okay, so they may be more inclined to take a DB as well. Let's risk it. Let's see who's available for us. And no, he's still on the board. So we can look again here. The drastic need right now. Oh, maybe he did go and I missed it. Yeah, so Xavier Watts is off the board. Yes, he went to Miami. I missed it. The pick after we resumed. But the reality is we need a safety who can do a lot of different things. When I'm recording this, guys, Kevin Winston Jr. participated at least partially in his pro day, but this is a true hybrid, box, roll down, and occasionally play center field, but play center field guy, where we want a guy who can go cover man. We want somebody who can play nickel, somebody who's multiple so we can let Brian Branch do a lot of different things. So let's look at the guards who are available. Again, we could use an offensive guard, a guy like Jared Wilson. That's a center who's played a little bit of right guard. Tate Ratledge is a right guard. He's just been a right guard. This could be our right guard of the future because you look at the Lions depth chart, guys. The glaring thing here is Christian Mahogany. Obviously, Frank Ragnow isn't getting any younger, but Brad Holmes absolutely loves to take swings on offensive linemen. So Tate Ratledge is a good one. The real question is, though, running back. Do we want to get somebody to unseat David Montgomery? Maybe not, especially if we're going to pay Jahmyr Gibbs. Looking at the receivers who are available, Xavier Restrepo, that's a slot guy very similar to Amon-Ra St. Brown. We don't necessarily need that. Trey Harris is a bigger guy, 6'3", 210. I don't think we use a pick this early on him. I think we go back interior offensive line and we take Tate Ratledge to literally just step in and potentially at least be our starting right guard week 1. So we'll take Tate Ratledge. We will be on the clock at 1:30 again. We need a wide receiver. I'm going to pause here just to see who's going off the board. We need a wide receiver. We need some DB help. Not a ton of receivers going off the board. Again, we're on the clock in like 20 picks, so we got some more. Lathan Ransom just went off the board. Jared Wilson just went off the board. Okay, Jalen Royals is off the board. Trey Harris did go off the board to Seattle. All right, so we're going to be on the clock here at 1:02. This is a compensatory pick at the end of the third round. Again, we could use a DB, like any type of hybrid DB. Caleb Ransaw is a guy I'm fascinated by because he played a ton in the slot, but has also played on the outside. This is like a bigger Sam Backer type of guy. He could give you a lot. We're on the clock at 1:30. Ransaw will probably be there for us at 1:30, so maybe we don't take a swing there. Looking at some wide receivers. Tez Johnson is there. That's a very interesting one. But again, a smaller guy. Isaiah Bond, a smaller guy. The speed would help here. Torrey Horton is the big-bodied guy, though. Like, he's 6'3", 185, very prototypical outside guy. Do we take the chance and see if he's available for us at 1:30? I think we do, because we'll be picking at 196 again. I don't know how much I like that. We could always use some safety help against Sebastian Castro. Okay, he's a guy who's played in the slot a ton, a true nickel, but can also play in the box. We let Brian Branch go cover in those certain third down situations if we draft this guy. That may be the way to go. I think we go Sebastian Castro here. We take a safety again. All of this is allowing Brian Branch to be more free, playing nickel, playing in the box, doing different things. But now back on the clock at 1:30, we can see if either of those guys that we were just talking about are available. Let's see. I think we might be in a good spot here. So, yeah, Torrey Horton is available here. This is a no-brainer. This is a bigger-bodied outside wide receiver. J-Mo takes the top off. This is a true, like, boundary Z guy who can go win one-on-one. That is Torrey Horton at the wide receiver position. So going back to our draft needs, guys, we have gotten pretty much at least checked all the major boxes with defensive end, some type of hybrid DB, an offensive guard, and a wide receiver. Now it's all about building depth. At depth, you can look backup quarterback. You can potentially look running back, and later on, you can look interior offensive lineman, especially with Frank Ragnow, a guy who's not getting any younger, so he needs to step in and be that center. You can also look at linebackers, guys who can give you a lot. Let's continue to try to take the best player available for our remaining 3 picks. We're at 196, 228, and 244. Dylan Fairchild, another good guy who can, again, do a lot of different things. Played left guard and right guard, but no center experience. Let's see what else. Who else is available in the running back world? Jordan James, Taj Brooks. Nobody who's really sticking out to me here, to be honest with you. Donovan Edwards could be a very interesting one later on in the draft in terms of the linebacker position. Nobody here, again, that's crazy sticking out to me. I think we just go best player on the board here. I don't think we go corner right now. We could use some interior defensive line help. The Lions pride themselves on stopping the run. So a guy like Tim Smith, who's 6'4", 314, a huge body. But again, you can read it in the bottom line thing here. He is just a big body, not like an explosive pass rusher. Do the Lions want that next to Aleem McNeil? Like, looking at their depth chart right now, it's those two and DJ Reader. He could step in and literally learn from the best and be that extra guy on the rotation when they need to, because everything hinges on them stopping the run. Why not, right? Let's do it. Let's take him right here. Let's take Tim Smith right here as our 5th pick in this draft. We'll be on the clock at 228 and 244. We can have a little more fun here. Taking, again, best player available. Looking at some Luke Lachey. Could we get him to step behind Sam Laporta? Ooh, man. Could you imagine that? Nah, I'm not going to touch that there. I'm not going to do it. Aronde Gadsden is the pass-catching guy that I really liked. I mocked him a couple days ago. But I really do think we try to get a running back. Like, I think we try to build some depth behind David Montgomery. Donovan Edwards, to me, a guy at very, very end of the draft, could be very interesting. Will he be there at 244? I'm not sure. I think we could use some linebacker help. Looking at the linebackers who are available. Samel Mondin Jr. is a guy who played in the box but can also go. He's like an Isaiah Simmons type, if you guys watched Isaiah Simmons in his prime, who can do a lot of different things. 6'3", 235. If Mondon's mental speed can catch up to his physical speed, he can be a starting caliber linebacker. Even if he's a special player in round 6 who steps in packages, he's going to add value to this team. With our last pick, 244, we will see if Donovan Edwards is still there for us. Yes, he is. We will take Donovan Edwards as our final running back pick. This is what the draft looks like, guys. Officially grading the draft. We have a B+, top 46% of Detroit Lions drafts. Most important thing, we get an edge rusher in James Pierce Jr. The other side of Aiden Hutchinson is going to help drastically. Tate Ratledge potentially coming in and being a day one starter. Sebastian Castro, a guy who, can play in the slot, can play in the box, can do a lot of different things. Basically letting Brian Branch be Brian Branch and not having to worry about any type of liability elsewhere. Torrey Horton, that big prototypical outside wide receiver. Tim Smith coming in to bolster up the interior defensive line. Smile Mondon Jr., again, the guy who's very much like Isaiah Simmons, can play linebacker, can play nickel, can rush the passer, very athletic, but like you guys read in that little description, the mental speed is not all there. Can he get coached up and improved, maybe by Dan Campbell, make things simple for him? Sure, especially with the Detroit Lions, who love to blitz and love to make things simple for their defenders. And then Donovan Edwards to come in and provide depth behind David Montgomery and Jahmyr Gibbs to do the dirty work. We know he can do that. He's done that at Michigan. That is our mock draft. Let me know what you guys think, and make sure you comment which team you would like to see next. We've been going in reverse order the standings, and I want to change it up. So make sure you guys comment which team you want to see next. If you enjoyed this mock draft and have enjoyed them, make sure to leave a like and check out the playlist below with all of the other mock drafts that I've done. I will see you guys next time, Saturday, depending on when you're watching this. God bless.